Welcome to episode 7 of my Methods and Processes podcast. And I enjoyed this day to some extent in the afternoon. I enjoyed this day in the afternoon, I'm going to be really honest here. I remember I arrived being really, really tired. I hadn't had that much sleep. And in the morning, we were each given a building, a piece of architecture as a group, and we had to create a model. And this was the title of this Methods and Processes workshop was High Res, Low Res, and it was about the quality of your outcome and how important it is, or if it's important at all. So we spent the whole morning from 10 till 2 trying to make this perfect model of Grayson Perry's A House for Essex, which is a gorgeous kind of like holiday home in Essex, inspired by the sort of Taj Mahal idea of devoting a house to a woman. And we spent a long time trying to perfect the windows and get all the perfect and all perfectly scaled, and each tile and things. And it was a lot of effort, and I found it really boring because didn't have to use much creativity or imagination. It was just literally cutting and sticking and doing maths, which I hate, to be honest. And then once we did that, they actually learned that it wasn't necessary to put that much effort into it. It could have easily been a quote-unquote low-res model and still have the same effect if we just had the general gist of it, the general shape. That would have been fine, just to convey the general gist of the building instead of having to be completely specific for a small model. And then in the afternoon we had to kind of reconfigure the object and develop into that in terms of the context behind it and design into it. So we turned Grayson Perry's A House for Essex into a pirate ship. We split it apart and turned it into a boat, and our reasoning behind that was to take the art to the people instead of bringing the people to the art, because it is stuck in this sort of farm in Essex and you have to pay $2,000 to stay in there overnight, something like that. Well, it's a lot of money, and that's obviously a limited audience to see this beautiful house. So we thought, if we turn it into a pirate ship, it's already at the bottom of the garden of the house. It's by the river in Essex, and you could just pop it there, take it round, have a tour of the UK, and take the art to the people. And that was really, really fun. And then on top of that, we made that, and then we created a kind of bit of text to go underneath our exhibit for the exhibition. And we played, instead of just writing down something that could have been quite boring, we did 2 activities. We played the word association game, and also where you pick out an article and scribble out certain words of it to create a new sentence. So that was really fun, and the images are on the screen now, and that was really exciting. And it was kind of made me think, that design doesn't have to be a serious thing. For making an exhibition, doesn't have to be completely serious. You can have fun with it, and then still present a interesting and model in the end, without being potentially boring or stuff you've seen before. So yeah, that was my day, and I think going forward, what I did learn is that you can produce a model or produce something that isn't perfect, and it will still be really interesting, and it will still be inspiring, and it will still be useful for your future reference in terms of modelling. And yeah, just don't be too precious over what you're making. I mean, be precious, but don't put so much effort into it that you ignore other parts of it that are potentially more important to your future projects. So yeah, that's me signing off on episode 7.